thanks so much. It really means a lot to us tonight. This is the first listening by anybody in the entire world, and it's Spark's 22nd album, and we chose to do it here, fittingly enough, because of the subject matter involved, and because of a proposal that was made to us about 8 months ago, where we were given a challenge, and we kind of like challenges. And a young woman at SR approached us and said, Spark should do a musical. And we didn't get cold feet just yet, but then there were a few restrictions made on us, saying that because of it being for Swedish radio, that it might be a good idea for us to find some subject matter that would incorporate the Swedish language in it as well. So then we said, no way. How are we going to do that? We know Volvo, we know IKEA, but we didn't think those would actually be appropriate subject matter for something that would be, we wanted to do something that was a bit more weighty. And so Ron came up with the idea to try to do a musical fantasy based on Ingmar Bergman coming to Hollywood, and the lure and the temptation of him going there to see if there can be a mutually beneficial situation. And 8 months later, here we are. A couple of questions have been asked to us recently. Yes, it's Spark's next album. It's coming out first in Sweden, and it should be out almost, maybe, somebody has a copy, so it's out. We're happy to hear. And there's 2 versions of it as well. Shortly, there's going to also be, it's already finished and everything, there's going to be an English language version as well, and with most of the same voices that you heard in their major roles, especially, we'll introduce some of the people in just a second, but especially our Ingmar Bergman character, who did an amazing job, we feel, and he's done the part also in English, so that'll be coming out shortly as well. And the other questions that have been asked of us was, are you going to be doing it in some form live? Because we realized tonight was a really unique situation. It was a unique situation for you, and it was a unique situation for us to be sitting there in front of an audience and just listening to something that we literally finished probably about 3 weeks ago. So this was a real treat for us to do this. And to answer the question, yes, we're going to, now we have some time, we're going to, we've been thinking about it, just how we go about presenting it in a live form, but that's going to be the next thing. There'll be a live form in some way of this as well, and then we're ultimately hoping also that that it can be done as a film as well. So those are the 2 things up and coming in our world. And the whole project wouldn't have been possible without someone at SR, who I mentioned, that came to us and said she had faith in us to do a musical, and with those few restrictions that I mentioned, she and SR just gave us total freedom to do whatever we want, which was an amazing thing. And I wanted to first introduce her for just having so much faith in a Sparks musical, and she's from SR, Marie Wennerston. And why don't you come on? Marie was also was responsible in a way too. There was a lot of logistical issues with us being based in Los Angeles, the Swedish actors being based in Sweden, and how do you do it just logistically to put the whole thing together. And Marie was amazing in being able to take the material that we had written and to do the voices that are done in Swedish, or were all done here in Stockholm, and then we took those voices and worked with them in Los Angeles. So Marie was really instrumental in all the logistics of putting that together as well. And the one person that we knew had to be really just somebody special to carry the whole project and give it some weight was who was going to do the character of Ingmar Bergman. And so after a little bit of thought on Marie's part, she came up with somebody that we were convinced the minute he did a bit of the voices, we just said, yeah, that's our Bergman character. And Jonas Malmsha. Not only he did an amazing job in Swedish, but the English version, for us it was a difficult process because this version that you heard tonight obviously was in Swedish, and for us to know exactly about things like the tone and everything of the lyrics and everything, but he did the entire thing in English as well, and we know that one's good, so yeah, that one will be available. I haven't had a clue what he said. Okay. And our wonderful voice for the Garbo character was great as well, Aline Klinga. And also there were a few of the other characters, like we had the Hollywood Welcoming Committee, which was one of our favorite roles. And I don't mean to be looking at a piece of paper, but my Swedish is not what it used to be, so I had to phonetically write out some things. Saskia Husberg. Any other Swedes in the wings?
I would like to thank our fantastic translator.
Oh, okay. Yes, I was going to introduce him, but I didn't see him.
Do we have it Magnus Lindman?
Magnus Lindman. And his task was not an easy one because no one can understand Ron's lyrics in English even. So to take Ron's lyrics in English and then have to interpret them and give this the same kind of tone, Magnus we are told, did an amazing job. And we also want to introduce another person, Sue Harris. You got to come out here too. Yeah. Sue Harris is responsible for Sparks. Sue only had to come from London, but all of the musicians, and Ron did all the orchestrations and all of the playing on all, but there's also some other musicians who have been our touring group for the past few times that we played at the Södra Teatern, and unfortunately they're in Los Angeles and couldn't make the trek over here, so there would be about another 6 or 7 people up on the stage here responsible, so we'll give them an applause in Los Angeles. They're probably listening on the SR's website. And last but not least, he can say something, the guy that does a lot of this stuff that you heard tonight and a lot of the stuff on the past 21 albums that we did, my brother, Ron Mail.
Finally, we just want to honor the presence of the person who sort of hovers over everything, both tonight and over this entire project, Ingmar Bergman, who is an inspiration, obviously, just for this project, but is an incredible inspiration for anybody that has even the slightest creative aspirations. So. We hope wherever he is that he can receive SR.
So thanks everyone for making the first listening of this such a special night for us. It really is kind of the culmination of 8 months of work, sitting down to get to hear it all with you tonight, and to have all of our friends that worked on the project with us here tonight as well. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you hopefully soon for the live stage presentation of Seduction of Ingmar Bergman. Thanks. See you all soon.